So there's the lighthouse here in Calella. We're actually heading that way. They're doing what is essentially free museum weekend in honor of Museum Day, I believe is what it was. But the municipality has made several points of interest in the city here in Calella. I hope that's focusing. Available to the public between 10 and 2 for free, which is great. So we're actually heading up to that lighthouse. So here we are, we've made it up to the lighthouse. So just inside the lighthouse here, there's just a bunch of different information displayed. There's the lighthouse there from inside here. Yeah, it's neat. It kind of just goes over the how it advanced from its original, lighthouse with a basically like wax, like paraffin burning, to its modernization with digital and computers. All right, here we are. I pronounce that Dalmau. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but that's the park here within Calella where the basically it's an air raid shelter, and it's actually just hidden back in here behind these children's play areas. I'm gonna go ahead and catch up with these guys, and we're gonna go in and check it out. We just left from the lighthouse, and this is the next stop on our free museum day here. So here we are. Here's the name of the shelters here, and as you can see, it just goes straight under the ground here in the park. And just behind me is just this children's play area. There's 3 of these shelters that were actually here in the city of Calella, but if I remember when I was reading, it said that this is the only one that they invested time and money to restore. But we're gonna head in and take a look. All right, we've just entered through these little dust stoppers, I would say they are. And it's pretty neat as you come in, and there's just all types of basically information from the era that it was used the most. And then they've got this, I'd say time appropriate music playing in the background as well. And they kind of just got different little areas as you go along to check out. This one's pretty neat. Before this gets playing too much, I just wanted to get a shot of this video basically going over people's experiences during the use of these shelters. So that video is pretty interesting. It's pretty limited what you get to see in here. The rest of these tunnels are back in here behind these gates, but they kind of all meet up. But here's another little slot where it heads down in there with some kind of like cutouts of people showing you how it would have been in there. But it sounds like it was pretty crowded and scary in here, as you can imagine. But yeah, it's very interesting. If you're in the city, come check it out. Might be able to tell by the suitcase here, but we've made our 3rd stop on our free museum day tour at the tourism museum here. I'm not too sure exactly what they have displayed in here. I mean, you can imagine it's a tourism museum, but we've walked by this place several times and figured we'd take advantage of this free day and check it out. So we've just entered in the tourism museum, and there's a video here that we're gonna check out. It doesn't seem to have any sound, but kind of just shows you how people have moved about the globe. So everything's displayed quite beautifully in here. The presentation is awesome. We just finished watching that little video in there and just came into this main room here, and I'm gonna give everything a look. But yeah, it's basically, as you can imagine, things in relation to tourism, people who were some of the first travelers, things you would use along your travels, things of that nature. Some items here in relation to the city of Calella, actually. This is a hygrometer that was predicted by a friar, which is really neat. And apparently they used to make some macaronis here. And there used to be a textile factory here that was also, that was bombed, actually. Alright, so here's our 4th stop here. This museum is kind of in the center of Calella here. It's just a little garden area that they have here in the middle. We're gonna check this out and then head inside and see what they have on the interior. Well, you can certainly tell as we've gone along on each of these different museums, they certainly don't let you forget that textiles were manufactured here. This is pretty neat, actually. They have these information papers in different languages for people. Some different pencil work, it looks like, as we come a little further up here. This old apothecary or drug store is really neat. Pretty classic. Some more textiles. There's actually a really neat little mock room here.